on the bottom. Actually 18th.
Compared to the
84.5%, that's pretty good.
Right.
I mean, the Warriors, right? They're right in the mix too. They're 11.
But it's funny to see the Lakers at 8, filling up 99.7% of the arena, compared to the Clippers, who are only filling up 84.5% with 16,000.
That just shows that there's more Lakers fans than Clippers fans.
And it proves my point that fans are more eager to see, or actually, pay $48 on average for a ticket to see a team that can win,
compete, yeah,
and that is, a decent team rather than the Clippers, who are at the bottom of the West right now. Although they have a pretty entertaining team, they're still, same city, same arena, yet they're getting on average about 2,000 less fans.
Right, and then Mavericks are ranked 4th in attendance, right?
Yeah.
They have 19,861 on average with 103.4% filled seats.
Right, which is kind of funny because they're over 100%, which means that they're somehow finding a way to get a couple 50 or 100 or maybe even more fans to get to the games.
But they would be totally over. They'll be number 1 if they move into Dallas Stadium. That stadium can fill a lot of seats.
Right. Well, do you think that
they don't need to though? They're not struggling.
Right. But do you think by moving into a stadium that's, how many? I don't even know how many seats that stadium can hold. They had the All-Star game there, and it was just ridiculous how many people were there. But do you think by adding more seats that more fans would come, or do you think it would still stay at about 19,800?
They can. No, you don't understand. That stadium is way bigger than the arena that the Dallas Mavericks are in right now.
Right.
And the average would skyrocket.
You think so?
Yes, because the stadium's a lot bigger and they get a great amount of fans at every game. You can hear the noise through the TV even if your volume's on 10. It is going to be loud.
Right.
On an average game. And I think if they put them into the Dallas Stadium, they will get more revenue. They will get, they'll have to lower their price a little bit. That's the only thing.
And what I think is a little bit funny, obviously teams are struggling to put fans in the seats, but you look, we talked about the average ticket price and how the Lakers, New York, Boston, Chicago, and Portland all have the highest ticket prices, yet for the 2011 attendance, we've got Chicago at number 1, New York at number 5, Boston in 10, and the Lakers at 8. So all those teams that have the highest ticket prices are in the top 10 for attendance.
Correct.
Which is, and it's different for, different cities have different economies.
Yeah.
But it's funny to see that, a team like Chicago, who has the 4th highest ticket prices in the country, has the highest attendance rating.
Sorry to interrupt, but look at the Minnesota Timberwolves. They have, they're ranked 21 on the attendance what we're talking about, but it brings back their fan base. They had the Twins, they had the Vikings, they had the Wild.
Right.
That's the thing. If you're a popular city, you're going to get a good amount of fans, just because fans, they want to try different sports. Like, if you have a Twins fan, they're going to go watch a Timberwolves fan one night. They're going to raise money.
But I also think that can work the other way, too, because just talking about the NBA, if you have a major city like Minnesota or like, say Boston, but Boston obviously isn't an example that this is going to happen to, but you have, and I don't follow the NHL at all, so I have no idea if the Wild are good or not. But say, obviously the Timberwolves aren't that great. Say the Wild are one of the best teams in the NHL. Those two professional sports run at the same season.
Right.
Plus, you still got football going on. So you have 3 sports that are going on. So you have 3 options, and you're always going to have 2 options because the NHL coincides with the NBA.
Different times, though.
They play in the same arena, so obviously they have to play at different times.
Right.
But if you're going to make, which now it is an investment because the ticket prices are so high, are you going to watch the Timberwolves, more than likely lose or have a better chance of losing than to watch the Wild who have a better chance of winning. And I mean, I'm an NBA fan, so if I lived in Minnesota, God forbid, I would probably go see, the NBA games just because I'm an NBA fan. But if you're a Minnesota sports fan and you have to choose because it's an investment and ticket prices are expensive, are you going to go watch, a Wild game where they have a better chance of winning, or are you going to go watch a Timberwolves game where they have a better chance of losing?
That's kind of a hard question because different people.
That's true. I mean, everybody, I'm sure that there's a lot of hockey fans in Minnesota, and I'm sure there's a lot of basketball fans in Minnesota.
And there's a lot of football fans with the Vikings.
Right.
But the Vikings are struggling. That's why I think the attendance is going up for the Timberwolves right now. They have Brett Favre, they're struggling. When I say the Wild, they're decent. They're not that good.
No, I mean, I'm just saying though. Like I said, it wouldn't work in Boston because obviously their NBA team's good. I don't know about the Bruins.
Right.
But I'm saying just in one city.
No, the Bruins are pretty unstoppable right now.
Right. So I'm saying just in one city, like you have an absolutely terrible NBA team, but you have a really good hockey team.
Right.
I mean, if I were just equal in all the sports that I like and root for, I'd probably go watch the hockey game. Right. I mean, I hate hockey. But if I was equal in all my sports, I would, am I going to spend $200 to take my family to, an Islanders game or a Rangers game?
Probably not.
Or am I going to spend $200 to go to the Knicks? I mean, just put it that way. And I know the Islanders are terrible. I actually know that.
Yeah.
But
Rangers are pretty good. That's the only thing.
Right. So I'm saying, are you gonna, and it really comes down. I think it really comes down to winning. So I mean, it's a great experience either way. You're gonna take your kids out to a game,
right.
But it's an added bonus to see your team win or to see your team compete. I mean, right now, if Cleveland had a hockey team and I lived in Cleveland and I was equal in all my sports, I'd probably be going to the hockey games because the Cavaliers are losing by 20 points each game right now.
Right.
Now, I really don't, and it's not, it doesn't make it any less, exciting or important to take your kid to, a Cavaliers game where they might not win, but it is nice to see the team win, and it's better for the team itself because you're going to get more people to come back. I mean, if Boston was like New Jersey last year, and it would be different if they just rapidly started losing games, but obviously they're good. But if they had started to really decline and say attendance went down, I'm not saying that it would, but more people would start going to Bruins games just because their team's winning. And I mean, I know Boston is they support their teams heavily.
Yeah.
Red Sox, Patriots. Boston is really one of the exceptions because even if their teams are struggling, they're still going to go out and support them.
Right.
But there are certain cities where one team dominates. They're a really good team. And you go see them, and other teams, they slack a little bit. They don't, the fans don't come out and see them.
Right.
So,
and the thing that surprises me at the Timberwolves is their percentage of seats is 81.